بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى أهله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم يرزقنا حسن النية. I ask Allah to provide us with the good intentions as we continue to go over this book, uh, Umdat ArRaghib, which contains an explanation of Fardul Ain, the obligatory knowledge. Now I got to figure out where do we leave off. Okay, I remember reading that. I think we read that, and we'll go over this part again because I think we read this part, but I don't know how deep I went into it. So the author, may Allah have mercy on him, said, or to believe in the possibility of prophethood of someone after our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he's saying that it's apostasy, it's a kufr belief to believe in the possibility of prophethood of someone after our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The reason is because in the revelation and in the hadith of the Prophet, it is made very clear that the Prophet is the last of the prophets. So once the Prophet made the claim that he was the last of the prophets and his prophethood is proven to be true, then it's impossible for anyone to be a prophet after him. The explanation, whoever believes in the possibility of prophethood of someone after Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam believes it is possible for a prophetic revelation to be granted to a person who was not chosen to be a prophet before Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam blasphemes. So they're mentioning that because we do believe that there are some prophets who will come. Okay, you know who those prophets are?
Like the ones that are still alive right now?
Yeah.
Prophet Isa and forget the other one. Is he related to like water or something?
Yeah, he's not related to water, but I know what you mean. Al-Khadr. Yeah, Al-Khadr or Al-Khidr. You can pronounce it either way. So it is believed that those two are still alive and their life is going to end in the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So they're still prophets, yani, but no prophet will be sent after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with a new revelation. It says a group referred to as Ahmadiyya and Qadiyaniyya emerged. So this is two names for the same group, and they have divided into two. Also, they divided into two, and they're very confusing. But they're blasphemous in general. Okay, they follow a man named Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. Right here it says they believed in a person called Ghulam Ahmad, and they call him Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, who was in India and died about a century and a half ago. So the part of India he was in is called Qadian. I believe that's now part of Pakistan, because originally Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh was all one country, and then they got split up by the British or whatever. What was it? It says they believe that he was, as they said, a renewing prophet. And sometimes they said that his prophethood was under the umbrella of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, meaning that he was not independent, but rather claimed to attribute himself to our master Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And they have this statement, they say that he was a shadow prophet. So they have different statements, and actually this man, he has a bunch of statements. I believe I mentioned last time, this man said he was Maryam alayhi salam, and that he was Al-Mahdi and Isa. He's very confused, but they believe in him. uh, but rather they claim to attribute himself to our Master Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All that is kufr, blasphemy. It is not permissible to believe that anyone will be granted prophethood after Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, neither independently nor as renewing his prophethood. For the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, let me grab this up because I can't see it too well. وختم بأن أنبي سبحان الله وختم النبوين. This means that he is the last of the prophets, and he sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the hadith narrated by Al-Bukhari, the Banu Israel were ruled by the prophets, and whenever a prophet died, another prophet came after him. And that he, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is the last of the prophets, and there is no one who will be granted prophethood after him. And Mirza Ghulam Ahmad is one of the more famous recent ones, but there's also a group called the Baha'i, and they believe in somebody that they claim to be a prophet after Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then they have someone after them. And so some of these people will appear to be Muslims. I think the Baha'i, they kind of like look weird, more like Hindus than Muslims. But maybe some of them may try to approach you and act like they're Muslim and try to get you to their service and what you call bamboozle you into adopting their religion. Like they wouldn't come at you like they're not Muslim. They will act like they're Muslim until they get you in a situation, and then you realize that they're not Muslim. And that's including the Qadianis, these people, and others. Also, the Moorish Americans. This is a black group that originated in America. Okay. They're related to the so-called Nation of Islam, which is also another group. Okay. All of these, they believe in false prophets. It says the author, may Allah have mercy on him, said, the second category of apostasy is actions such as prostrating to an idol or the sun, whether one intended worshiping them or not, and prostrating to a human out of worship to this human, like the prostration of some ignorant people to some fraudulent Sufis out of worshiping them, is kufr. However, if a person prostrates to another out of worship, prostrates to another not out of worship, then it is not kufr. Rather, it is considered sinful. So it's an explanation. The second category of apostasy is actions such as prostrating to an idol, i.e., an object worshipped instead of Allah, whether it was made of iron, jewel, wood, stone, or otherwise. Whoever prostrates to an idol, whether one intended to worship it or not, commits kufr. Likewise, the one who prostrates to the sun or the like becomes a kafir, even if he says he did not intend to worship it. The same applies to the one who prostrates to any creation out of worshiping it. However, if a person prostrates to another not out of worship, such as prostrating to a king to salute him only, then it is not kufr, but it is considered sinful in the religious law of our Master Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was permissible under previous prophetic laws to prostrate to a human to salute him. So previously, if you recall, when Adam alayhi salam was created, the angels were ordered to prostrate to him. Likewise, Yusuf alayhi salam, he had a dream in which he saw that his brothers and parents were prostrating to him, and then this eventually became true. So this, in the previous dispensations of Islam, was permissible. as a way of showing respect and honor. Okay, to prostrate to another person. But this was outlawed in our Sharia because one time there was a companion of the Prophet, alayhi salam. He went to Biladi Sham and he saw that the people used to prostrate to the their masters amongst the people, be it the Caesar like Heracles or the top priest, whatever, and so forth. So when he came back, he prostrated to the Prophet, alayhi salatu wasalam. So the Prophet, alayhi salam, asked him what was he doing, and he said, and he told him what he went and saw and so forth. And he said that the Prophet is more deserving of this than those people. And the Prophet, alayhi salatu wasalam, told him not to do this, and he told him that if he was to order anyone to prostrate in this nation to someone, he would order the wife to prostrate to her husband because of the right that the husband has over his wife. Okay, so Yani, what this entails is that this means that it is unlawful in our religion, but it also shows that uh, the husband has a high authority over his wife, but not that authority because the Prophet didn't order that to be done. Any questions?
No.
Okay. So where we at? It says also among the apostate actions is to throw the book of the Quran or what has in it some of what is in the Quran, or to throw a revered name such as the name Muhammad when what is intended with it is the messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or the name Isa if what is intended with it is Prophet Isa, Jesus, the son of Maryam alayhi salam, or what has in it some of al hadith or some religious knowledge in trash or into pure tahir filth, such as mucus or spit, because this entails belittling the religion. Okay, so mucus or spit, when it's saying it's pure, it's meaning that it's not najasa. Mucus and spit is not najasa, but it is disgusting. Okay, but it doesn't. So, like if you are making salat and you sneezed and some mucus came out on you, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have considered to have najasa on you, and you could continue to pray like that, you know, or just wipe it off. You wouldn't have to go make wudu to pray, whatever, and so forth. Because mucus and spit is not najasa, but it is regarded as disgusting. And to throw these things into something that is yani disgusting would be on purpose, would be a way of belittling it, which it says, because this entails belittling the religion, and having it touch any of these matters is likewise kufr. However, if what was intended with the name, such as Muhammad, was not the name of the Prophet, then throwing it into the trash is neither kufr nor sinful, but it is makruh because it entails being careless about the Arabic letters. And so in the text, it actually has Muhammad in the Arabic. It doesn't have it in the English. But in general, even the English letters represent what those Arabic letters represent. So we should show respect in that case with those names. And like this is the case with the dollar. Okay. So the money that you have, we put it in our front pocket and not on our back pocket because it says in the name of God on it. Now, some people, they objected to this, saying of all things that they say God is an English word and we don't know if that's a permissible name to call Allah. I heard this from. I won't say his name, but you know who I'm talking about. Don't say his name over the while we're recording. But Yani, that same person would not object if someone said, uh, "I bear witness, there's no God but God, and Muhammad is the messenger of God." So, if you would accept that that person is a Muslim, how could you object? How could you object to God being used as a name of Allah? You can't. It's like Yani, if someone was to say uh that they bear witness that there's no God but Baal, and that Muhammad is the messenger of Baal, we wouldn't accept because Baal is a name of a false god mentioned in the Quran and in the Bible. Okay, or if they said Zeus, we won't accept. We only accept the permissible names used for God. So this is someone, Yani, speaking out of his fallacious mind, we will say, to be nice, because of the recording. Uh, any questions?
No.
Okay. So I'll go a little bit longer. It says the author, may Allah have mercy on him, said, the third category of apostasy is sayings, which are too many to be counted by us. Some examples are to say to a Muslim, O Kafir, or O Jew, or O Christian, or O you without religion, meaning by that the religion of the addressed person is kufr, Judaism, Christianity, or not a religion. It is not the case, i.e., it is not kufr if it was said with the purpose of likening him to these non-Muslims. Okay. Uh, hmm. We're gonna stop here because I really don't have enough time to go into the explanation of that. Hopefully, we'll do a class tomorrow. But what I will end with is also a clarification about another situation related to that kind of. There is the asking a person whom you have uh, either certain knowledge or a high probability of believing that this person is a blasphemer. Okay, what is their religion? That's not permissible to do. So, if you know that a person is not a Muslim and you say, what is your religion? This is not permissible. Or if you believe that this person is going to say something other than Islam, this is not permissible. Because in this case, it's like you are prompting them to say their blasphemy. And Allah ordered us to yani to work together in good and prohibited us to work together in bad. So prompting someone to say that they are a kafir is condoning their kufr and so forth, and we don't accept. Okay, so don't ask somebody what is their religion if you believe that they're not Muslim. If for some reason you want to know what their religion is and you believe that they're not Muslim, or you know they're not Muslim, but you want to know what their religion is, right? You can ask them what is their parents' religion, because most likely their religion is the same as their parents. And then if they offer more information after that, that's not on you. Okay? Because maybe they're not, because they might say, "Oh, my dad is Episcopal and my mother was a Catholic, but I'm an atheist." If they say like that, you didn't ask them that. You know what I'm saying? But you was trying to, because some people, they see knowing the religion of the person that they're asking about this religion. They see this as a way to strengthen their approach in dawah. But it can be, but it's not necessary. Because if you understand the attributes of Allah and the attributes of the prophets, once you make these clear, okay, basically you really understand the foundations of the religion, you can argue with that against any religion, even without knowing that religion. So that's your task if you really want to be effective in dawah, is to study the matters strongly related to the creed, particularly in regards to the proofs of the existence of Allah Azza wa Jal and the arguments for prophethood and so forth like that. Then you'll be effective in the dawah and argumentation as far as for those whom Allah is willing to guide. Because at the end of the day, as the Quran made it clear, and as our religion teaches us in general, is that nothing happens except by the will of Allah. So even if you are the best of those who are making da'wah, no one would believe unless Allah willed for them to believe. The prophets, the numerous prophets, and amongst it's mentioned in the hadith that there will be a prophet who will come one day on the day of judgment, and he only has one follower. But what is our dawah compared to a prophet's dawah? How come? So, the prophet's dawah is stronger than our dawah, but his people's blasphemy was just blasphemy. Like they were strong in their blasphemy. They were not guided by Allah Azza wa Jal. So they didn't. That's how come he didn't come with a crowd of people. Some people forget this case. You know what I'm saying? That the guidance is on Allah Azza wa Jal. And just because you're strong in dawah doesn't mean that the people are going to accept. So be careful. Don't. And this may be a form of a sin, even, mashallah. There's a sin that's mentioned where you look at you're doing the good deeds is from you. Okay. So if you look at your dawah being from yourself, and then you're going to realize that it's not from yourself sooner or later, because the only person that guides is Allah. Any question? No. Okay, so we'll end it here. Ya Halli, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ahlihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى أهله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى أهله وصحبه وسلم. رب اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات، رب اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات، رب اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات.